What is up, you beauties? My name is BatchatBegins, and welcome back to the channel. Today we are talking about upcoming tanks, and I think the most controversial upcoming tank, that being the Tier 10 new American heavy tank, the M6 Yo. The reason I have so many problems with this tank is because it is so unbelievably similar to the Annihilator at Tier 7, and they're just introducing a tank like that into Tier 10. Now, while the Annihilator does fire off all of its shells in the clip immediately, the M6 Yo does still have the mechanic where it needs to go ahead and fire and then wait, then fire. But the problem with the Yo is, while it has a insane top gun with 450 alpha damage and 515 alpha damage on HE, it only has a 1.4 second reload, making it the fastest interclip in the entire game, and it's given to a heavy tank with very, very solid armor. I've seen snapshots of the armor profile before. I do not have them with me currently, but I do have the stats. They are on my server in the news announcements channel, and I will go ahead and show a bit of them here to you throughout the video. But just to talk about the Yo a little bit, it has two choices of top guns. It has the 105mm gun with 300 alpha damage with 3 shells in the clip, and that's great and all, but it's not going to do a ton of damage in Tier 10 unless you're running them in a platoon, and it's not going to be that effective. But the 120mm with that 450 alpha damage is just overall better. It has higher DPM. It's only a little bit less accurate by 0.01%, like 0.01 less accurate, and that's absolutely negligible on the battlefield. It has the exact same aim time for a bigger gun, and overall, it's just going to be doing a lot more. If you have two of these things, within 1.4 seconds of your first shell, you're doing about 900 alpha damage with a heavy tank. That's absolutely ridiculous. That's like having a 16-second total reload for an E100. So it has a better reload than the E100, and it has more alpha damage. Why the hell do they not just buff the normal tanks in this game? I don't get it. I will never understand it. Recently, I've seen some of the reasoning behind why Wargaming does what they do with testing, why they don't make testing public, and why they're so afraid to share stats. Apparently, it's because they don't want to make the community mad that they're nerfing tanks. They don't want to deal with the backlash. You wouldn't have to deal with the backlash if you let them know why you test, if you explained to the community why you tested tanks. The whole point behind testing, all of us testers know, is to give feedback for the tanks and make sure that they come into the game in a balanced state. If you just explained that to the community, they wouldn't get so mad, and we could have open public testing and therefore better community feedback, so broken tanks like this won't be introduced into the game prematurely. I don't know what they were thinking with the Smasher. I don't know what they were thinking with the Annihilator, but absolutely awful ideas to bring into the game for so cheap. It's absolutely ruined Tier 7 and Tier 6 matchmaking, and a platoon of those kind of tanks can ruin Tier 8 matchmaking. So if you give a tank like this the go-ahead in Tier 10, it's just going to ruin Tier 10 matchmaking and Tier 9 matchmaking. So what do you play from now on? Tier 5? Nobody wants to play Tier 5. We want to play the top tier in this game. So stop making testing so ridiculously secluded from the rest of the game. Better feedback means better results and better balancing. I've never understood why Wargaming does that. Anyway, the reason why I'm showing you a T-57 heavy game is because this is exactly what the Yo is going to be like, except for it's going to have better armor. It's got a smaller turret, it's harder to hit, the turret actually has armor, and it has an E5 hull. So it's just going to be absolutely ridiculous when it comes to that. When you look at the top speed is 35. I have no doubt they'll try to put some stupid crap in the game with this tank and give it the super speed boost. I would not be surprised if they did that. Overall, the rest of the tank, it has decent traverse speed, it has pretty decent mobility, the same as you'd find on the 57 Heavy. It only has about 7 degrees of gun depression, but that is pretty negligible in the face of all of the other strong aspects of the tank. So overall, decent mobility, really insane firepower, and decent armor. I mean, the tank itself, I don't know why they're coming out with such strong tanks recently. The TVP was such a success, and it has been absolutely dominating autoloader tunes, and as I put in a video about a couple weeks ago, autoloader platoons are absolutely ruining the matchmaking because of how strong they are when played correctly. So this tank is just going to be another one of those tanks that just absolutely dominates and gets win rate and damage, and that's not balanced. That's not what testing is for. So overall, I really hope you guys enjoyed this review, this little mini rant of mine. Hopefully the Yo will be a bit more balanced later on in testing, but we'll have to wait and see for that. All the relevant links will be down in the description below. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. My name has been BatchatBegins, and I will see you guys in the next one.